Hi, and welcome to the show. My name's Taves.
And I'm Khoury.
We're in the midst of having a fun palooza here. In other words, we just do a bunch of podcasts back to back, and you hear them, and hopefully enjoy them for what they are. They're meant to be humorous and fun, and not meant to hurt anyone. At least as far as I can tell. And
Yeah.
I'm the guy that originates them, so.
Yep.
Anyway, and that's for the majority of them. There's some that I don't really care one way or another if they hurt somebody, because they're true. I.e., moving violations, that series. And that, as you'll find out in the next episode of that, we'll hopefully branch off into other things. But that's for another podcast.
Yep.
So, I had asked you, Casey, to come up with a list of things to talk about, and we covered some of that in the last episode.
Yep.
So let's kind of tick off some of the other things on here. I think I had asked you about updates on people that we liked at Burlington College. Do you have any of those?
Updates on people that relate to Burlington College.
I'll name names and you can tell me if you know anything about where they're at. Brenda, the front desk receptionist.
She's still here.
Okay. How about Rosie? Another front desk receptionist.
I haven't seen her in a while, so I don't know what she's up to. I mean, I know she's still there, but I don't know what she's up to otherwise.
Okay, Judy Audie.
I do, get updates from her from time to time, and I haven't seen her in a while, but she is doing well and still there. And
that's good. I'll give them my best when you talk to them. And I know you sent me something the other day about Sandy Baird doing a talk on the radio station.
Yeah.
About violence against women.
Yeah.
She's still up to her usual routine of going around talking and appearing on TV and stuff.
Yep.
Have you heard anything about Peter Curtis?
Haven't heard anything recent now.
So we assume that he's still there?
Last I checked, yeah.
How about Gordon Glover? Last I heard he'd become the head of the film department.
Yeah, he's still doing that.
And Jeff Wager?
He's still working there. While I stretch out in the morning and and warm up before Joe comes out and we go on our walk. I see him drive by. The only one that arrives there when he does, because he gets there about 7:30.
I'm just going to do it all a little bit while we talk, if that's all right.
Oh, sure.
Alrighty.
Hey, kitty.
He means in his favor. Guess our favorite, I'll think that you have weird names for me. Or so I don't think you have weird nicknames for me.
Jeff Wager's still there. And,
Okay, and how about somebody like Anna Blackmore?
Yeah.
She's still there performing her duties.
Yep.
Okay, how about the other one? Probably when I try to start thinking, isn't it? How about somebody like, oh, I don't know, let's pick a random name. Who's one that we recognize? Sarah Mel, have you heard anything about her?
Nope. No.
Hmm.
Not recently. I mean, the last I heard she was working up in St. Albans at CCD, but
But that's still current?
that I don't know.
Or do they be worth taking a look in and find out?
Yeah.
Hmm. Okay, I know I just deviated from my list of people that we like, but
Well, it is what it is.
Yeah. Speaking of people we're on the fence about, Sally, I assume, is still working there?
Yeah.
Okay, how about one Jane O'Meara Sanders? Have you heard anything more about her?
Nope.
Funny how she kind of just drops from the radar when she's not the president of some school.
Yep.
Just goes to show you, Jane, you're not always liked as you think you are. And knowing the kind of friends I have, somebody could be like, yeah, the same goes for you, asshole. So, should probably be careful, huh? Let's see. What else? How about, who else do we know that used to work there? Heidi Berkowitz. Have you heard anything about her recently?
Well, when I looked at a recent list of staff, I saw someone else's name in the writing center.
Okay, so maybe she moved on, I hope. How about Art Hessler, or better known as Hess?
He's going to be retiring at the end of the semester.
Oh, thank God. I mean, what? That's terrible. What a tragedy. Can't you tell I don't like him? Casey's like, understatement of the week.
What else can you think of?
I think. Who else did we like? I think there were a few students, but...
Well, let's see, who else can I think of? At least I liked her.
Yeah, that at least you liked.
Well, Jessica's still the head librarian, still also working at juniors, and still making less, and still making less than an assistant librarian at Fletcher Free Library.
Okay, so Jessica Allard's still there?
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Now, how can well, it is Brompton College, but I mean...
Yeah, careful what you ask.
Let's see what else. So other students, whether we like them or not, or students this time rather, I should say, not other students. Although some of those people were students at one point. Obviously they were, and some were students there.
Mary Bidham.
But her.
Yeah, her.
Well, the last time I saw her, actually, I didn't say anything, but I was walking into town and I saw her pushing a stroller.
Mm-hmm. Okay. How about,
You want to know something quite, really?
Oh no, because I've seen her pushing the same stroller.
No, not that, but this other thing is, will have you scratching your head. But you remember a guy by the name of Brandon Manley?
Yeah.
well, he's now in Dallas, Texas. He's going to be completing the police academy program there and become a police officer.
You're shitting me.
Oh.
How is it that a guy that
Yeah, I was thinking that it's like, how is that possible? I mean, granted it's Dallas, Texas, but I mean, it's not Amsterdam or anything.
or New Amsterdam for that matter? Good Lord.
Not that, I really think highly of Texas. Waco, Texas, or for this, that matter, the whole state of Texas could be sold to Japan tomorrow and they went bad an eyelash.
Yeah, it sounds like you'd be heartbroken if that was the case. Sarcastically speaking, of course. Don't hurt yourself, huh? How about Gesundheit?
How
How about
about
Mac Finley?
Mac Finley? Well,
Has he gotten his life back in order?
got his life back in order. He's actually back in Louisiana.
You're kidding me. When did that happen?
Some moons ago.
Some bitter moons ago, I tell you. Was he unemployable after that stint in jail or something?
Well, he's making comments about being unemployed now.
True.
Let's see who else.
How about Ben Youngbear?
I don't really know what he's up to these days.
Guy Saba.
I don't know what he's up to these days either.
Tom Kerr.
You would know better than me.
Fair enough. Just we had to throw a curveball. Let's see here, who else? Stephanie, I think her name was.
Oh, her.
Yeah, her. Nice. Give it much thought?
I don't know much about her. I mean, there's a photo of her and Heather in California, but I don't know much about what she's up to.
Jared Collins, I think his name was.
Getting his life together.
Is he still dating Heather, or?
Yes. I think, yeah.
Is he still a student, or did he quit?
He's still a student, or did he quit?
It's a legit question.
No, actually, he finished. Finally.
Took him long enough. Okay, congrats, Jared.
That was last year, so. And there's some people that we know, that I know that we know, finishing up this year, like Anthony.
Anthony Green?
Yeah.
Oh, finally. How about Spencer Mooney?
I haven't heard much from him lately.
Is he still in the area, or what's his?
I don't know what he's doing. I mean,
I know Cameron got married. Cameron Paulson.
Yeah.
Got married to Amanda Wright, was it? So now she is Amanda Paulson.
Yeah.
and she's preggers.
Yep.
So when are they expecting that bundle of disaster? I mean, joy.
Probably pretty soon, I would imagine.
That's a joke, by the way, for those who couldn't figure out that I was joking right there.
Yeah, pretty soon. Haven't mentioned any of that to Brenda for obvious reasons.
Why? Because you have a coronary?
No. Because she's the megaphone.
Oh. Yeah, heaven forbid she should know somebody's going to be a father.
Yeah, then she'll go in with that. Oh, anybody here?
Oh, that's true. Blabbermouth. Forgot about that.
Let's see, who else? Let me think.
No, give me right.
Let's try to think of who else.
Jack the Ripper.
Jack the Ripper. No, interesting thing is though, I see Josh pop up from time to time, but I don't know what he's up to. I just see him pop up here and there.
Josh Lambert?
Yeah. So it's kind of odd. Well, not odd, but interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, he apparently deleted his Facebook.
I see him pop up from time to time, but I have no idea what he's up to.
On Facebook or?
Not on Facebook, just popping up, you know.
In town?
In town.
Are Anthony and Jane still dating, do you know?
That I have no idea.
Jane being Jane Snyder, Barry Snyder's daughter. Just for clarification's sake.
Yep.
I say that because not everybody knows the people that we know.
Yeah.
I mean, we could hold them to that unrealistic standard, but it's getting a bunch of who the fuck are they talking about?
Back to the staff people. So Michael Luck is also leaving.
Who is?
Michael Luck. He was the vice president of something or another. And of course, I think the biggest news or blunder or whatever.
The biggest news was art. Go ahead.
Well, however you want to look at it, is that there is still no settled president.
Really? There's no settled president. Oh, what a shame.
I think it's like, well, you got graduation coming up, you know. Are the people who are acting as president all going to simultaneously take on those roles during graduation?
Can you imagine how fucking discombobulated there'd have to be to try to pull that one off? 4 people acting president are going to show up and perform the ceremonies done by one idiot for the past 7+ years.
Yes, that would be quite interesting.
I'm not sure who you just reminded me of, but I'll think of him sooner or later. Strikes me it might be a horror film, though I'm thinking.
And you're like, man, that place was crazy over there.
No, crazy was Haswell House when the idiots threw a knife at a ceiling fan while it was on.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I can still see that knife whizzing by me and lodging into Stephanie's door. I know Natalie Tack is out of school now and is doing photography somewhere. I think it's in Western Mass.
Yeah.
Called Natalie Tack Photography. I'm a fan of it on Facebook, yet she defriended me, or unfriended me on Facebook.
Huh.
And, after the stories that I told about her, I can't say as I'm surprised, but by the same token, it's one of those things, don't do stuff that you don't want to have talked about. I know that they talk shit about me behind my back. How do I know that? Because I heard it. That group was anything but subtle. Speaking of subtle, my dog has something to say about it.
And so I don't know what other people are up to. People name drop, but I never really pay attention to what they're saying. Like Julio's fixation with Tabitha.
What's the latest for Julio, by the way?
He's still looking for something else. Lying to get his unemployment checks. That he's not, doing any other work.
Even though he is. And how about, by the way, give him my best when you get a chance, see what he does. Because I really didn't have anything against him. He's the one that was like, no, I'm not dealing with you. Okay. But how about, what's his name there? Why is that? Carl. Have you heard anything about him?
No. Well, I haven't heard anything about him. And
I know Rizzo just got married.
Yeah.
John Rizzo.
Yeah.
For those who don't know John Rizzo, he was kind of a legendary figure back in housing, and we won't get into why. But for more information on one of the reasons why, I refer you to Hollywood Babylon and podcast on smodcast.com and reference section Liam Neeson's cock. That's kind of all you need to know to figure out why he might possibly be legendary.
Now, pre-Carl.
Yes, pre-Carl.
Pre-Carl.
Pre-Carling.
Pre-Carl. I don't know if you recall pre-Carl.
I do.
Vaguely. Okay.
Yes, good talking. I'll find you.
Well, anyhow. Seeing as I don't watch local news, I didn't see the story, but...
Yes.
Apparently, and it has been confirmed by a bunch of people, that Tony robbed a convenience store is now in jail.
Tony robbed a convenience store is now in jail?
Yeah.
Why do I get a feeling that Rosie would be all over that?
Well, she's starting to pull some, stuff like, "Oh, Brenda, come on in early, come on in," and then she goes over to Old North Ender.
Oh, so Rosie's going over and popping them back, is she?
But anyhow, so yeah, that's Tony Blow there.
Tony Blow. That was an unfortunate name if you think about it. Don't you think? Rather unfortunate name, Tony Blow.
So yeah.
Just be glad nobody said, "Hey, here's a blowjob for you."
Yeah, he was. When I arrived there, he was maintenance and remained so up until Carl.
Yeah, well, he remained so for like a year. It wasn't like 3 years with Carl.
Yeah.
And so it was like 2 years for you with him is maintenance, and 1 year for me.
Yeah.
And he wasn't necessarily a bad guy. He just kind of never did what he said he was going to do. I just remember Rosie blowing the whistle on him about going over and having drinks. Which is rather unfortunate if that rumor is true about him.
Yeah. But, so, I mean, Weather Channel 3, yeah, they do got a good team. I know one of the cats on that team. Anyhow,
One of the cats on the team is supposed to a dog. And sorry, can't resist.
No, you didn't do anything to him.
No, I haven't done anything to him yet.
Oh, now you are. You're screwing with Dave Bush there.
Oh, is that his name? Well, I guess he deserves a few eyebrows.
Yeah, well, not no, but no, we went to school at NESCOM together. So.
You and this guy?
Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
When did that happen?
That was he was there for a year getting broadcasting certificate because he already had a bachelor's in meteorology, and that was and I was there 2 years, and that was let me think here 99 2000, and I was there 99 2000 2001.
Okay.
And he got his broadcast certificate, like I said, and I was there 2 years, and my focus was radio, which I've been thinking a lot about lately, and wanting to head back in that direction.
That would be interesting.
So I went to Lou, and I said, well, I'd probably have to find some way of, getting a refresher or something, because I don't have any tapes of, I was on WHSN, but I don't have any tapes of anything anymore, at least I don't think I do.
Download the podcast, dude. Like, you do enough talking on there.
Yeah, that's true, actually.
Yeah, download the podcast, convert them to audio files, and have a ball. Turn them to AIFF files using MPEG stream clip, and then burn them to disk. Boom, done, say, go.
Yeah, so, and Lou actually, was asking me about anything with broadcasting, because he had been doing that previously before bartending. And I said, well, I've been thinking along the lines of, going back into radio, and, I'm thinking more of like on the air. Not that, I wouldn't be willing to do advertising or marketing, but I've been thinking more along the lines of on the air.
Mm-hmm. Fair enough. Pardon me if I sound distracted. I'm looking at something while we're talking, trying to get ready for that.
And so I've been thinking about that. Actually back at Brockton College I started thinking about it, then after Brockton College, and now more seriously now. And now, of course, I've been connecting with people I went to NESCOM with on Facebook that were part of the radio program too, so that helped me also to rekindle that.
Kind of get you back into it.
Yeah.
Right on.
So, that was my focus back in NESCOM. And it's not that it would be a bad thing. I mean, I would actually enjoy it really much more, much more so than like baking or something,
Yeah. Well, listen, we've been prattling on here about
shit.
Yeah, well, people that we know, what they've been up to, and all this other shit for about a half hour now. How about we jump topics here and say, did you have anything else in that list that you compiled that you wanted to talk about?
Anything else in the list? Not on this list, but I do also always have things that I want to mention.
Okay, well, I guess I was asking specifically the paper list.
No.
Well, I had one thing that I wanted to mention. I didn't know if you'd heard of this book that I just started reading called It's by John Elder Robinson. And the last name is Robison. Just so you get an idea of why I struggle with it. But it's called Be Different: My Adventures with Asperger's and My Advice for Fellow Asperger's Misfits, Families, and Teachers. And there's a quote by Temple Grandin on the cover that says, "An essential guidebook that will help all the creative, quirky, geeky, and wonderfully different kids to become successful in life." I'm currently, at the time of this recording, as Casey coughs his way through what I'm saying, I am on page 82 at the time of this recording. And I like it so far, and it's refreshing to have somebody kind of vent the same kind of feelings I have on a regular basis, and I don't have Asperger's. But there's a lot of similar feelings to the stuff of annoyance with why don't people say what they mean, stuff like that. But one line that I particularly like is, you know what he calls people that are non-Aspergian or non-learning disabled?
No.
Nypical. And that's spelled Nypical. Nypical. So from now on, I suggest we call people Nypical.
Sounds good.
So let's not, when they say, hey, he's got Asperger's or whatever, you can go, you're a Nypical. And see what happens to their facial expressions.
Yeah.
I'm all in favor of going kind of postal with Nypical. Because I think that, as somebody that's been kicked in the teeth for having a disability, I think it's high time that people, with other learning disability, get branded by something.
Yeah.
And neurotypical is a bitch to say. So why not Nypical?
Yeah.
Plus, it's kind of funny. And for people with a learning disability that involves spelling, can you imagine how much fun they'll have trying to spell that word unless they've seen
it? Oh, never mind.
NIP.
My word is Nypical.
Yeah. Speaking of the issues with spelling and stuff, now I suck at spelling. I will readily admit that. But at least I fucking try. Ain't that much I can say, because I get emails from somebody that doesn't try.
My name is. Everyone seen that spelling bee? My name is Tim. My word is schedule. SCHEDULE schedule. See, it goes to schedule you so fast.
I get it.
And then the next person does indicator, INDECATEA, however you spell it. I've been drinking. My uncle is way up indicator. And then he goes into this is the part that really has my father going, what? My name is Rex. I go to Pet by Rex. It's in this. Never mind. Just see it. INDIFFERENT, indifferent. Of all the people, Paul's the only one that puts it indifferent. That's all Jeff Foxworthy, so don't blame me.
Well, why not blame you? You parodied it. You don't hear me telling those kind of jokes.
Oh yeah, touche.
Mine are much worse.
What, about sex on Mars or something?
No. No, remember when Mike Emholt, you and I were talking? We still haven't heard from Mike Emholt at all. Mike, if you get a chance to listen to us, get in contact with us. All we're asking for is a lousy update as to what you're doing. Mike Emholt, you and I were talking one time on a podcast, and we were talking, and I said something that I'm not going to repeat here. And Mike goes, I don't think you can recover from that. And I said, oh, yes, I can. You remember the movie Patch Adams?
Yes.
Can I have that again? You remember the movie Patch Adams?
Yes.
They spoofed that in part. It's called Snatch Adams. It's a clown with a strap on.
Well, remember what my bits? Oh my god. And I did that part, of the states.
Yep.
And I said, anyone here from Ohio? Ohio stands for oral hygiene is optional. How about Iowa? Iowa stands for Eddie's not wandering around. And I said, how about Oregon? Oregon stands for oral rectal experience given over noodles. Yeah. And then Sarah Mel's face is like, oh.
Well, Sarah Mel, I thought she laid an egg at that point. Which, I mean, who can blame her after that? Oral rectal experience given over noodles. Sounds like a bad porn parody, doesn't it?
And then, I was looking for, a place I could pick up Girl Scout cookies, and I was like, oh, my favorites were always the Thin Mints. You find yourself after dinner saying,
you ever heard of a Fat Mint?
I feel like a cookie. I also feel like a mint. I'll have a Thin Mint. It's a cookie and a mint.
I never had that happen. Never did.
Really?
Yeah, really. Oh well.
Or, there's the Mitch Hedberg thing, talking about, sesame seeds could be taken off the market and I wouldn't even care. He's like, what is a sesame? It's a way to open shit. It's a street.
Yeah, no, I was over at somebody's house that appears on one of these podcasts, and I was talking to his dad. His dad goes, "You want a Girl Scout?" referring to a cookie, but he just says, "You want a Girl Scout?" I said, "I would go that way." Guy's mother was so petrified that I said that. Just,
I don't deep that low.
Right? Can you say jam? You want a Girl Scout? Can you say jam? All right, you laid it. You don't have to scramble it. Yeah, that was easy. Staples. That was easy. I have a lot of like screwy things that have happened to me over the course of time that would I could probably take up an hour talking about.
Yeah.
But remember I told you about that time that I spent in the nut house? That all stems from me asking to find out more about my learning disability and what caused it. So I was like, can we find out more about the learning disability and what caused it? Yeah, sure. Go in this little nut house. They'll answer all your questions, and they didn't do a damn thing. Except harass me. Then I went and said, I saw a news report up here on treating allergies with an electro zapper machine. And I said, if it were done in Massachusetts, I would probably want to try that and see if I could get rid of my allergies. I could somehow this translated to let's take Nathan to a nutritionist and put him on a diet with supplements.
Well, this, wait, don't tell me 1 week with the lightning fill in the blank that the host said. He said, being born with blank is now more prevalent. And the panelist said, asthma? And then the host said, no, autism. And I was thinking, wait a minute, why do you say asthma? Because the least I'm not saying you can't be born with asthma, but usually it's brought on by the environment.
I think it's 50-50.
It's more enhanced by the environment.
Well, enhanced, yes, but usually you're born with a genetic predisposition to it in order to have.
But anyhow, you're talking about the nut house and asylums and all that stuff. And
yeah,
so
and let's be honest, when I'm saying nut house, I mean McLean Hospital in Massachusetts. Just so that we name names and credit where credit's due. Go ahead.
So I was thinking of so the other day, I wasn't actually really thinking back about that, but with the whole election year going on and stuff.
Damn nut houses.
I was thinking, wow, the Republican Party's become an insane asylum. It's like One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Yep. That's true. That's true, and no wonder why it looks like we're in trouble as far as the election.
And then on the walk with Joe, I went into it and I said, Mitt Romney, you put him in the Jack Nicholson character. You take Rick Santorum, put him in the Christopher Lloyd character. You take Ron Paul, who claims to be independent, although we all know he's Republican, and put him in the Dan DeVito character. He said, what about Newt Gingrich? I said, well, we haven't heard from him. He's the Indian.
Ooh. No, he says more words than the Indian.
Yeah, but he finally did get out.
Gingrich?
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, here's the thing that bothers me. Speaking of politics, just because you just gave it to the Republicans, I'll give it to the Democrat. That's the incumbent. Have you been following this whole Obamacare law thing that's been going on with the Supreme Court? Okay, do you know what the latest is on it?
No.
The latest is that Obama was giving addresses this past week while they were talking about the issue.
Mm-hmm.
Or they finished talking about the issue, rather, and now it's wait and see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're not supposed to find out until about June what the Supreme Court decides. Well, Obama started hinting around during one of his speeches that it might be not right of the Supreme Court to vote a certain way, and was strongly urging them to vote his way or else, but you never quite get the or else part of it.
Mm-hmm.
So he wasn't saying directly, you better do this or else, but that was the kind of general impression that you would get from his actual words. Or at least that's what I got when I was listening to it.
Mm-hmm.
But then he got a lot of shit from that.
Mm-hmm.
So the next day he went and he said, let me clear this up. I'm going to stand by whatever the Supreme Court decides, and it's their decision. I have to respect it, and so does everybody else. But what I'm saying is that it would be unprecedented for them to do it, because they haven't ruled on something like this since the 1930s.
Mm-hmm.
Wrong again, Mr. President. Go into hiding for a little bit. Yeah, because there was a couple of cases. One about battering women, and another one that got overturned by the Supreme Court in the 90s. So it was like, well, yeah, you want to talk about that a little bit. And then the next day, the president comes out and says a third thing. Well, in the meantime, the Fifth Judicial Court in Texas said that they wanted a lawyer to come up with a letter saying what the president has said and why he said it and what it means. Had to be 3 pages, single-spaced at least.
Mm-hmm.
So the guy came up with a 3.5-page document in 2 days and submitted it. All the news stations got a copy. And he basically says that he supports the president to the hilt, and puts it a third way, saying that the media is blowing everything out of proportion, out of what the president said. I don't think that they're blowing it out of proportion, to be perfectly frank. It was all in what the president said. All you have to do is have an ounce of brains to follow it and find out that the man was overstepping his bounds. You know, and not for nothing, I'll weigh in on the subject as a freebie for those who listen to this podcast. I will weigh in on the fact that I do not think that the law is constitutional the way that it is written, given the mandate on people that they have to pay a fine if they don't have health care. So you're punishing us for not wanting to have health care? What if that was our choice? What if that was our freedom in America? You just took away a freedom. So is there any such thing? Go into your pocket, pull out a penny. What does it say on the penny?
Liberty.
Right. So what just happened with that health care bill that got passed? Our liberty was taken away. I can tell you right now, from my personal experience with a government organization, you are entitled to have your disability, and you are entitled to protection that you're not going to get because it's legal to file against you for filing against somebody that violated your civil rights. That takes away another liberty. So, liberties are being taken down left and right. Look at the First Amendment. That just got taken away. It's no longer legal to protest where there is a government official. There's a problem with that. No right to freedom of assembly. If you can't express yourself to the government, then that's taking away a liberty. So where do we live right now? As George Carlin once said, the United Strokes of America. Sorry, folks, this is true. This is what we come down to.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, and people ask me, what I think about the healthcare bill, and I say, I don't like it. They say, oh, so you're fine with people not helping healthcare? I said, no. I believe it's better for people to have, health and care than, not have healthcare, have insurance and not have insurance. And they said, oh, so you're not in favor of universal healthcare? I said, no, again. I am in favor of universal healthcare. I'm just not in favor of the way Obama's going about it.
Right, and in theory it sounds good, but the mechanics of it are messy. And I don't think that there's ever going to be a satisfactory answer on the subject, but I know that's taking away liberties in the way that Obama's going about it, and that's what I'm against. I think that everybody should have as many liberties as they
Actually,
possibly
I told
can.
Joe point blank on a walk, I said, we all should be allowed to go in and get whatever treatments we need and allow the government to flip the bill.
Wouldn't that be delightful? I would love to have the government's health care plan, especially the one that Dick Cheney has. Yeah, because he just had his heart replaced.
Yeah.
So, anyway, that said, there's one other point that I'll make politically speaking, and that's that I keep hearing again and again and again in the house that I live in. Let's face it, my parents are Republicans. They claim they're independent, but they're Republicans. You want to know the statue of a true independent? They make fun of both sides equally. They don't care whether it's somebody that they're going to eventually vote for or somebody that they're not going to vote for. They make fun of both sides. That's me. I make fun of both sides. So I'm as independent as you'll possibly get in terms of politics. I hate all politicians and treat them equally as such. That said, I had one great little thing that George Carlin said it. It's in his HBO special. You can get it on Blu-ray. Highly recommend it. It's called "It's Bad for You." The title quote is, "It's all bullshit and it's bad for you." You want to know the truth about politics? Apply that statement. And
yeah, that's true.
There's a 7-minute segment in there, no, a 10-minute segment in there, where he's talking about laws and rights versus privileges. Look it up. It's on YouTube. It's called Rights and Privileges. George Carlin. Look it up. It's hysterical, but it's also very true. And the truth of politics lies in that section where you have no rights. All it is just imaginary things, like the boogeyman. That's the truth. You have no rights. So listen to that segment. It's true. Listen to the line, "It's all bullshit, it's bad for you," and just play that over and over again every time the president, our current one, whoever it may be, is saying that they're doing things for the better of the American public and that it's a humanitarian issue. It's all bullshit and it's bad for you. Plain and simple. There's my philosophy to politics.
That's cool. My final statement on politics is that I would like to see a multi-party system. A lot of people say to me, we have more than 2 parties. I say, no, we don't. We have a 2-party system with a bunch of other parties that get you thinking, but they have no chance in hell. I'm talking about a multi-party system where everybody has an equal shot. I'm not talking about 200 or something like that in India, trim it down quite a bit.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
so at least 4, no more than 7. Yeah.
Well, let's say that we go with the 4 or 5 that we have now in place as options. Out of those, 2 of them are obviously the big competitors. let's say that we gave everybody a shot. Well, we still have to have that natural selection process as to weeding it down to one candidate per field, right?
Well, what you could do is you could look at the other parties and you could say, you know what? There's similarities I see in this party and this one and this one. So let's put them together, and and so forth.
Yeah, but I think what has happened, unfortunately, is that libertarians have become liberals, liberals have become Democrats, Democrats have become Nazis. And I'm just saying in general terms.
Yeah, I know, but what I'm saying is you could combine the Peace and Freedom Party and the Green Party and a few others that have similar mindsets.
Alright, but it still comes out to the same. If there's lines blurred now so much that they really have to figure out where they stand before you can start going.
And a multi-party system would be good because then it would get people who do endorse, people to say, hey, I'm going to endorse, someone that's not a Republican or a Democrat,
Mm-hmm.
And that would also encourage, big names to say, hey, I'm going to run, for one of those parties.
Big names like who? Alec Baldwin?
Well, for example.
Can you imagine Alec Baldwin as president, what that would look like? I get a horrible picture.
I'm thinking more along the lines of, people with the money, like
he's got the money.
I know, but people with the money endorsing, so that say, okay, you have an equal option, you have Republican, Democrat, Peace and Freedom, Libertarian, Green, and who knows what else, a couple others, and so and they all have an equal chance. So you got these people with the money to endorse candidates. So hey, I'm going to endorse years down the road me or something. I'm going to endorse the Green Party candidate.
I'm still going to draw you back though to the Carlin philosophy of politics. If it's all bullshit, it's bad for you. And similarly, I think there's a certain amount that can be said for religion as well, organized religion.
Well, I won't touch that because, but anyway.
Well, no, I mean, I'll say that in terms of it, and here's how I mean that, is that, it's okay to have a belief in something, but I think to adhere to something rigidly and take it as if you're part of the expression gospel, that is exactly what it says in the book. If you deviate one iota from that, you're going to hell, or wherever you think that you may be going if you screw up. I just don't think that that's right, and I think that I've experienced that people have used religion to abuse me. So, I am not of the standpoint that that should be something that should happen. I am of the standpoint that everybody should have freedom of religion, and people need to recognize that there are different religions and people have their own versions of faith and stuff, and they shouldn't try to browbeat you into believing what they believe. And I say that because I had somebody, again, who appears on one of these podcasts, do that to me. There's a good reason why he's only on one of these podcasts. So,
yeah, and one of the presidential candidates is trying to do that too.
Yeah, and his name is Obama. I'll tell you.
Well, I was thinking more along the lines of Mitt Romney stating he wants to, see a unified Mormon state.
Well, yeah, but I mean, a utopian for Mormons is one thing, but something that actually takes away a religious freedom, like what Obama did with his health care bill, as far as the contraception issue goes, again, taking away liberties. What happened to separation of church and state? Crossed the line there. Here, church-run hospitals now have to adhere to a federal law. What happened to separation of church and state? And that includes performing late-term abortions. And that's never mind the idea of are you pro-choice or do you believe all life is sacred?
Yeah.
My funny part is, and this is true, is that, and Carlin also said it again, I think somebody should organize a religion called Carlin, and I'd readily subscribe to that. But here it is. Carlin once said that all these pro-life people want to help you along as far as your little kid and get you all the help that you need to succeed. But then once you become an adult, fuck you, you're on your own. True. I've experienced it firsthand.
Yeah, well, what was I? Yeah, so, then, speaking of religion and politics, religion and politics meeting. Yeah, so, I was asking,
By the way, just out of morbid curiosity, just had this random thought. Again, Carlin joke, but it's a random thought. Do you get the feeling that Catholics might think that women are mass murderers by the amount of periods that they have? Sorry, I couldn't help that one.
So anyhow, religion and politics meeting. So I said to Joe, I said, well, that must have been some meeting between the Pope and Fidel Castro. I would have liked to have been a fly on the wall for that one.
Oh, wouldn't that have been something? Yeah, fly on the wall for that.
It must have been some conversation.
Oh, yeah. And now the only way you're going to hear about is if one of them talks. I don't think either one will. I could be wrong, but somebody goes, you're right, you're not thinking, go. So with that, my name's Nate Taves.
I'm Casey Khoury.
Have a good one, and thanks for listening.